Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Ask a Historian. I'm Matthew Wilkinson, historian with Heritage Mississauga. Please send in your questions and we'll explore the fascinating stories of the city of Mississauga together. Like, subscribe, and follow us and stay up to date on all the heritage happenings with Heritage Mississauga. Joining us this week for Ask a Historian is Lisa Abbott, the manager of the Museums of Mississauga, right here in Mississauga, to explore some of the offerings, but also the reopenings and the welcome back to in-person programming and stroll the lovely grounds of Bradley and Benares, but just welcoming back to the Museums of Mississauga and what we can look forward to. So, Lisa, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Matthew. I love your segments. These are fantastic. You're keeping heritage alive and well in Mississauga.
Well, we try, but we also, I lean on your staff a lot.
We have a great partnership. I think it's great.
And honestly, one of the gems of the Museum of Mississauga is the people that you meet and interact with there, and a great deal of passion, a great deal of expertise, but just the way the programming interacts with the public, I'm a big fan. So kudos to you and your team for all the work that you do in the museums.
Thank you very much. That's great.
And I'm sorry, I've known too many people for too long there, so they're good friends in the industry as well. So, but I wanted to jump in. Like, we've all, how many times can we use the word resilient over the last few years? But we've all, as we come into the spring, looking forward to the summer, the nicer weather is returning. I know Maple Magic was a return to in-person programming at museums as well. But here we are. The doors are literally opening again. Some programming is being offered in person, and looking forward to the summer. Like, what is it that we can expect, or a visitor can expect now with the Museums of Mississauga? And of course, we're dealing with the Bradley House Museum and Benares Historic House. And so just wondering if you can walk us through kind of the welcome back, if you will.
Absolutely. Thanks, Matthew, for giving me this opportunity. You touched on Maple Magic. I'm just going to say Maple Magic was incredibly successful this year. For the first time ever, we had 1,000 people on the property at Bradley. And yeah, we didn't expect that many people. People are so excited to be out and about. There were lots of lineups, but I have to say everyone was so sweet and patient and just so excited to be out and doing things again. So we want to continue that nice vibe that we set the tone with Maple Magic. We have so many things that are planned for this summer. We're really excited. So the lifeblood of our museums, let's start with just plain old tours of the historic houses. We offer tours of Bradley and Benares Historic House Thursdays through Sunday. We got into the habit of reserving those tours, and it actually works really well for us because now we're able to, manage the crowds a little bit better. So if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable about going inside the historic houses, which are a little bit smaller, we've got a great way to manage crowds. And the other thing that's new, we brought this in just before COVID hit, is tours of the museums are free. Now, we love donations, and you can donate by texting. I will do a little bit of a plug for that, but tours are free. So it's wonderful to have these houses in our community, and it's great to come and have a tour. And we talk about lots of different things on those tours. It's not always just about the lives or the people who lived in those houses, but what else was happening in those communities? What was happening in terms of social development and change? We have special themed tours that one in particular is a truth and reconciliation tour, where people have an opportunity to learn a little bit more about truth and reconciliation and what that means today. And we also have Black experience tours. So what was happening 100 years ago, 50 years ago, to yesterday and today, and what is the experience of a Black family in Peel, and comparatively speaking to what was happening in the houses. So we use the houses as a jumping off point to talk about a whole slew of other different things. I could get into events as well, Matthew. Did you want to jump in with a question?
Yeah,
okay, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, we have some great events planned for this summer. One of them is called Blooms and Berries, which is a whole month-long adventure into our agricultural history yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So we also look at some future agricultural practices. Very hot topic. Everybody is very concerned about our food and our food supply. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff including a one-day market, purchase the work of local creators, get inspired. There's lots of workshops, as well as doing some on-site things at both Bradley and Benares that are self-guided. So there's a Goose Chase app that you can download, and that Goose Chase app is themed around the secret language of flowers. Every Saturday, there will be activities at Bradley, like jam making and biscuits, creating potted herbs, pie baking, painting with different artists, make your own beeswax candle. I could go on and on.
You got me a jam and pie.
There you go. Yeah, we have some very talented programmers. I will give a shout out to Lindsay Doran, who is super creative and has planned all kinds of exciting activities for Blooms and Berries.
And when does that take place, Blooms and Berries?
That is throughout the months of June and July. It starts sort of mid-June and runs through till mid-July.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And looking in later summer, I know there's the We Are Resilient program as well, offsite, I think, as well.
Speaking of the words We Are Resilient, yes, absolutely. We incorporated it into one of our exhibitions. So we are thrilled to be partnering with the city's environment team. The environment team had their master plan approved by council in 2019. The Climate Change Action Plan details things that everyday residents can do to help combat climate change. And it's such a big issue. It's so hard sometimes for people to get their heads around, and how can you make a difference, and how does it make a change in my life? So what this exhibition tries to do is simplifies it a little bit. And it is going into Community Common Park. I don't want to give too much away about it. It's a really cool, immersive experience. You will learn something, and there's interactive activities that it will direct you to do, including, fun things like a Spotify playlist and other ways to interact and engage with other people who are just as interested about climate change.
I'm excited. Last summer we did an episode of this program, and we'll link to it as well with Helia and Megan on the implementation of this. So a year later, here it is into coming into the public realm, I guess, in that sense, in the physical sense. So excited to see it develop. And again, kudos to your team for coming up with honestly a refreshing program. I guess I don't know if that's right, like something we haven't really done before. So it's fascinating. And of
Absolutely.
course, from the family perspective, the fall always looks forward to kind of Halloween programming and the like. So that's on your calendar as well.
Yes, okay. Halloween Harvest, we're really looking forward to. This will be the third year for Halloween Harvest. We've grown it over the last couple of years, so it's going to be a full-blown festival this year. All kinds of different things that we have planned. There will definitely be Indigenous teachings. There will be harvest. What's really interesting is that the word harvest, it's translated into so many different languages because the harvest is very meaningful to cultures and different people in different countries all across the world. So we explore that a little bit, and there's all kinds of different harvest celebrations that we will incorporate into our special event, and that'll be happening at the Bradley site.
Very, very much looking forward to it. You guys have an amazing plan. I know here we are. May is Museums Month, and just a few days ago was International Museums Day, and you announced a looking forward plan. So the immediate future of our museums in terms of the programming, and wondering if you can just highlight what's to come. A few things that give us little tidbits to look forward to.
Sure, absolutely. So yes, we did. We outlined our plan for the next 3 years, actually. I can give you highlights probably of next year in particular. Yeah. We have an exhibition coming to us from the Canadian Museum of History called The Ones We Met. And what this exhibition talks about is one of my favorite pieces of Canadian history, but it's traditional knowledge of the Franklin expedition. And we have a joke saying it's the Franklin Expedition exhibition, because try saying that 3 times fast. But beautiful artwork. It is a traveling exhibition, but it's here in Mississauga, first up in the beginning of 2023, and it'll be at the Bradley Museum, and we'll be doing some complimentary programming around language, because it is offered in the 4 official languages of Nunavut.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, very special. The second exhibition, we're going to be continuing a partnership that we began last year with the Masters of Museum Studies students at University of Toronto. What this does is it gives 4 emerging museum curators the opportunity to do their final project in an actual gallery space. So we have been super fortunate. We have an exhibition that's on right now that the students curated about love and all about what love is like today, yesterday, and all kinds of love stories. Next year, the topic is going to be one that I know is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts because we've been doing some open museum programming around it. People love food. So this exhibition is about Canadian food. What is Canadian food? Heck, what is it? Is it just maple syrup? So lots of fascinating ideas and things to explore there.
Oh, that was very cool. That literally sounds yummy, but
yeah, absolutely. Our third exhibition for 2023, it will be the 3rd year that we're putting out this particular project call, and it is for a project to be curated by someone from the BIPOC community. We offer space up so that voices that have been traditionally marginalized in traditional narratives have that space to be able to just be and have their story told. And so we generally will put out a call for a project proposal sometime in the next couple of months, probably by the end of the summer, we will have that call out.
Yeah. And how do I mean, it's an amazing, first of all, to look forward and see what's coming. I mean, I know this is just even a small sampling of the stuff you're going to be doing, and believe me, I understand that. And the Culture Division website does a great job in terms of showcasing the museum programs and stuff, and we'll offer a link to that. But how do people get in touch with you? I mean, showing up at the door and for a tour is one thing, but you have so many engagement opportunities. Just like, you know, for a resident, for a visitor, for a tourist, how is it best to explore and connect with museums?
You can always send us an email at museums.mississauga.com. You can also check out our website, as you mentioned, and we have something called Open Museum. It's a bit of a philosophy that we have when we're doing our programs. We try not to have sort of one-way communication where we're just doing all of the programming. Every single one of our programs has to be informed by the community. Otherwise, what's the point? So we really try to encourage two-way dialogue and two-way communication. We collect people's stories. We want to talk to people, and through our Open Museum program, we do these programs virtually and hopefully physically in the next coming months, where we will be out in the community at different community centers and libraries. We will bring artifacts to these events sort of across the city, and they're opportunities for people to sort of have a museum experience without actually having to come into the museums. And there's always that opportunity for us to hear from them of what their stories are. And we've met so many interesting people that way. It's how we end up getting a lot of our guest speakers, are members of the community who have intersected with us either at an event or they have contacted us over email or engaged with us on our website. Or on social media. We're always on our Twitter. Twitter is @SaugaMuseums, and our Facebook is Museums of Mississauga. Always looking to talk to people.
I was going to say there's so many ways to engage. So, I mean, I encourage anyone listening to this program to reach out, explore, connect with any of the programs that museums are offering, because there's always something to connect with. There's always something happening. And it's not just old houses. I know that's a moniker we use or hear quite a bit. It's the conversation platform that they provide. And I think those are just a remarkable way of kind of connecting with and showcasing our culture, our heritage, but also embracing the history of our community as well. Again, kudos to you and your staff. The work is amazing. It's exciting to look forward. And at the same time, when you get to visit the sites, you get to kind of visit old friends too. So
absolutely.
And not just the staff, I mean, the houses too, but they're both fun. But it's just wonderful to see it open, see us all starting to open up again and engaging, but having opportunity to explore these exciting programs as they come forward. So again, kudos to your team and the imagination and vision that goes into the programs. So well done.
I would be remiss if I didn't say the kids are coming back. We're doing summer camps for the first time in a couple of years. So I can't wait to have all of those great kids running around on site.
and again, the programs you do, you get the families coming out again. It's so nice to see the breath back in the spaces, I guess. I had my kids to Maple Magic, and it was such a wonderful treat to be back in person after a few years away. So again, looking forward to a lot of the summer programs. So with that, Lisa, thank you so much for spending some time with us to offer us a little bit of the excitement that must be felt around the museums of welcoming people back, and looking forward to not only the summer but beyond. Again, very exciting news, and very exciting to see the programs that are being offered. So thank you, Lisa, for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Matthew. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Wonderful. And thank you, everyone, for joining us here at Ask a Historian. And remember, like, subscribe, and follow us, and stay up to date on all the heritage happenings. And send in your questions, and we'll explore the fascinating stories of the city of Mississauga together each week here at Ask a Historian.